Today we're looking at a CCAR, Close Combat Assault Ration, menu number 2, Chicken Burrito Bowl. This is a newer production as these just came out. This was produced on the 214th day of 2025, which would put this at August 2nd, 2025. For comparison, we have a standard MRE, which you would need 3 of these or 2 of these to supplement this one. And I'm using a First Strike Ration for comparison in size, because the reason they went to these smaller CCARs was in the past you would have to carry 5 of these, and you would have to carry 5 of these in the space where you can carry 3 of these. The CCARs are 39% reduction in size and 17% reduction in weight. And the First Strike Ration and the CCARs would be used in the beginning of a conflict when there's no logistics on the ground, and they would be used for 72 hours. Then they would transition into regular MREs, because assuming they would start having logistics on the ground and they could start providing them with a little more better food, and supply trains would be established. So we're going to move this to the side because we're not looking at that. This is the one we're going to look at, and this is the one we compared it to. So that's going over to the side. So let's open this up and let's see what we have packaged. Now, before I open this, let me just go over some menus here, some statistics. So the First Strike Ration breaks down to 14% protein, 34% fat, and between 52 and 53% carbs at a 2,900 kcal day. The CCARs are a 2,800 kcal menu. 40% is fat, so they're a little higher fat percentage, and then they break down the protein and carbs between 60%. So each menu has a little bit different calorie count on the protein and the carbs, but they split that 60% between the carbs and the protein, but the fat is always a higher. So they saw in testing that the increased fat had no detrimental effect on the mood and well-being of the soldier, and during the first intense time of combat, that's a benefit. So let's open this up and see what we have here. So right off the bat, we have tuna. This is the 4.5 ounce pouch, 130 calories, 29 grams of protein, 590 milligrams of sodium, 60 milligrams of cholesterol. We have an oatmeal cookie, 300 calories, 2 ounces. We have a nut bar, almond coconut, 210 calories, 1.4 ounces. We have a cheese spread, 1 ounce, typical cheese spread that we find in our MREs and First Strike Rations. This comes in at 120 calories, 12 grams of fat. We have a Mocha Energy Gel, 1.2 ounces, 100 calories. These are good. I had these before in menu number 3, beef stew, and that was really, look at this. And now we have another one. We have a Mocha Energy Gel and a Chocolate Energy Gel. This is also 1.2 ounces, 110 calories, 26 grams of carb, 12 grams of sugar, sodium 80 milligrams, no protein. This is nice. 2 energy gels. These are supposed to supplement the coffee not being added, because all this was meant to be eaten on the go during intense combat. We have a chocolate banana nut bar dessert. 230 calories. This is a 1.4 ounce package. And then we have a apple pie dessert spread, 2 ounces. This comes in at 130 calories, 25 milligrams of cholesterol, 150 milligrams of sodium, 15 grams of total carbs. We have a lemon lime beverage powder, no fruit juice. That's nice seeing this in here. I don't believe I saw a drink in our last CCAR. I'll put the link above for the other review. If you're interested, check it out. We have an accessory packet. Looks like it comes with military energy gum, some toilet paper. Now, one thing I don't understand is why they don't, since this is a 24-hour menu, why they're not giving you 2 toilet papers. You get 2 moist towelettes. Looks like we have a seasoning, probably picante or crushed red pepper, but we'll get into that and open it. We got some candy, Twizzler nibs. I like these. These are good. People either hate them or love them. We got a spoon. Teriyaki beef stick. These are nice. I like those. We have a bag. Kind of disappointed that they went away from the tan bag. These are pretty nice, but I think the tan bags were better. We have a nut raisin mix with pan-coated chocolate disc. These are 350 calories. 27 grams of fat, 5 grams of saturated, cholesterol 0, sodium 0, 21 grams of carbohydrates, 11 grams of protein. We have tortillas plain. And then we have the star of the menu right here, which is going to be our chicken burrito bowl in a unique retort pouch that has a little slit so you could just squeeze it up and suck it down. Pretty unique. I don't particularly like this type, but you can always tear these from the side and then eat them right out of the pouch, because why else would they give you a spoon? That kind of doesn't make any sense. And also, why would they give you seasoning if you can't really get into this and season it? So what are you supposed to do? Suck this thing down and then put a little sprinkle of seasoning, or possibly put it on your spoon, season it and eat it? It just seems like it's more work. So that's everything in our CCAR menu number 2 chicken burrito bowl. Let's plate this up. Let's break it down how we're going to eat this throughout the day. It's going to be most likely 2 or 3 little meals and then our main, because you're not going to have time to really sit down and break this out into a spread. Also, you're not going to have time to plate this up. I will plate this up for the viewers, so it's a little more appealing. But that's our spread. And since we're here already, let's open this. Like I said, we have our military energy gum, 10 pieces. Each piece is 100 milligrams of caffeine. Actually, it's 5 pieces. And this is Arctic Mint. This is really good. It doesn't clash with the caffeine. I know sometimes like the cinnamon or the spearmint flavor, the caffeine makes it bitter, but that's a good flavor. Like I said, we have 2 moist towelettes, but you only get 1 TP. So I don't understand that. If this is a 24-hour menu, they have to assume that you're going to be going to the bathroom more than once in that time period. So I don't know. That kind of seems weird. And then we have our menu card for chicken burrito bowl. That is 380 calories. 1 pouch is 227 grams. We got 22% fat, which is 17 grams. Cholesterol 60, which is 20% of the menu. Sodium is a little high. We have 40%, which is 910 milligrams, and 35% carbohydrates. 4 grams of sugar, 19 grams of protein. So that's everything. We're going to plate this up, go through our breakfast, and then we'll go through our snacks, and then we'll have our main course. Stand by. All right, we're back. We're going to have breakfast. This is going to be nut raisin mix with the pan-coated disc, a nut bar, almond coconut, chocolate energy gel. We're going to have a piece of military energy gum as our caffeine substitute. And we're also going to have our tuna, lemon and pepper. I'm just curious, since this is considered an energy gel, does it actually have any type of caffeine in it? And it doesn't. It has maltodextrin as the very first ingredient, which means it's the most, followed by sugar, then water, and then cocoa spread. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's first start off by checking this out. And of course, you would not have a tray in the field, but for viewing purposes, I'm going to plate everything up for the viewers. All right, looks like Hershey's chocolate syrup with maltodextrin. And that is really good. Pan-coated disc. All right, they look good. I like that they have the walnuts in there. We got some hazelnuts, we have some raisins, we have peanuts. Everything in here is non-salted because they don't want to provoke any thirst. That looks really good. Smells of coconut, honey, and oats. All right, let's check out our energy gum here. And we have 5 pieces in here, so we're going to have 1. We'll save the rest for later. And then we have star-kissed tuna. Let's see how this comes out. It's just completely flattened. And we have some residuals down there. Let's scoop everything out so we can maximize our caloric intake. This will be all I will be eating for the next 24 hours. So let's get everything. All right, and that actually looks pretty good. You know, a little tough, but it's canned tuna or bagged tuna. It's got a good color to it. Smells really good. I know tuna is not a big, very popular menu, but it's definitely a nice protein boost. All right, so yeah, that looks like that's about it. So let's dig in. And we have no drinks, so let's see what we got here. Tuna. It has a nice lemon flavor, not really catching any pepper. Rather dry, but it is what it is. You get a nice protein boost right here. And with the maltodextrin in that energy gel, it will definitely help you metabolize this into usable energy. Definitely going to need some water because that is kind of thirst provoking, how dry it is. But in the field, when you're hungry, I guess everything tastes good. In the previous menus, they gave you mayonnaise. Really wish they would have did that. At least you could make kind of like a tuna salad with a little mayonnaise, and really how much more space it would have taken up. But I'm guessing, well, in the field, you would have been able to squeeze the mayonnaise into the pouch, kind of break it up, and then just eat it out. So, yeah, either way. I went and got a cup, so I'm not drinking out of a canteen. Some water. And let's check out our cereal bar. Also, this just looks like chocolate Hershey syrup. And what we're going to do is we're going to just put this right in there. Enjoy it. Yep, that's the way to use that. That's actually pretty nice. Great flavor from the chocolate syrup, basically what that is. The cereal bar isn't too tough. It's pretty soft. It has a fantastic taste of coconut. Mildly sweet. Yep, that's pretty good. I tell you, this stuff is thick like molasses. Very flavorful. It's not overly sweet, but it is a little bit on the sweet side. But it goes well with the chocolate and the coconut and the grains. They go well together. All right, and we're down to the last piece here. So we're going to just kind of scoop everything up at once. Boy, that stuff is thick. That is a lot of chewing. All right, let's finish scooping this up. This stuff is seriously thick. But this will definitely give you a good energy boost. Sugar, maltodextrin with the coconut bar, that'll definitely give you some fast energy. And that's exactly what our troops are going to need during intense fighting. All right, let's look at this. We got some raisins, walnuts, pan-coated disc, peanuts, we got a hazelnut, some almonds, and that's pretty much what this is. I think we've all seen these if we've had rations, especially First Strike rations. That's actually a big, nice raisin. Let's give that a try. All right, nice and soft. The hazelnuts are nice. The almonds, walnuts, peanut, and the pan-coated disc, which are generic M&Ms. All right, they're really nice. That's a nice snack to keep in your pocket. Chow down while you're marching, driving, fighting. It's really nice because they all have good flavor. None of the nuts are over roasted or bitter. They're not extremely hard, but they are firm to the exception of the almonds. The almonds are still a little firm. I would have liked to seen maybe shaved almonds, you know, disc, but they're nice. Let's clean our palate here, and let's have our caffeine gum. We've got a good firm chew, a nice flavor of mint. It's not overpowering. The gum is going to help clean the crud out of your teeth. The caffeine is going to give you a nice energy boost. Just be careful, don't have more than 4 pieces a day. It is a little boost in caffeine. And that's about it. I'm going to finish this off camera, and we're going to get ready for our next snack in a couple hours. Stand by. All right, we're back. It's a couple hours later. Breakfast was pretty good, I gotta say. I think everything went well together. What we're going to have for our snack is a mocha energy gel, a beef teriyaki stick, chocolate banana nut dessert bar, oatmeal cookie, and a piece of caffeine gum. So let's start over here with the beef teriyaki stick. I believe they're double packaged. So let's get it open. Yep, they're double packaged. And that actually looks a little different from what we normally see. So let's pop that open. That actually smells nice. Nice smoky flavor. Let's see our chocolate banana nut dessert bar. And yep, that looks like a little mocha bar. That looks pretty good. Wow, that actually smells really good. We got our oatmeal cookie. Let's see how this looks. Okay, a little busted up. Doesn't look bad. Wow, that smells nice. I smell cinnamon. I smell nutmeg. That really smells good. And we have our mocha energy gel. So let's see what this looks like. This is 1.2 ounces. Seems pretty thick. Yep, look at that. That looks like molasses, and it is pretty runny. Let's give that a taste. That is pretty liquidy. Look at how that just runs off the cookie onto the next cookie. All right, let's try our beef stick. Pretty good looking beef stick. That is really good. It's got consistent color throughout, where the other beef sticks on the First Strike rations actually have like a smoke ring. That's got a really good taste. Nice and smoky, like a little sausage actually. It's not very firm. It's got a nice bite to it. That is really enjoyable. I like that. Get some water. All right, let's try the mocha dessert bar. Looks like a fudge bar. Yep. It's got a nice soft chew to it. That tastes exactly like fudge. It crumbles a little bit when you bite it. It's not soft completely throughout, but it's got a nice chew to it. All right, so all in all, this has been a pretty satisfying snack. The beef stick had a good chew to it, had a pretty natural taste. It doesn't taste too over processed. I mean, I'm sure it is overly processed meat, but it had a good taste, mild smoky teriyaki flavor. It didn't have any heat. The mocha dessert bar, pretty good. tastes like a government fudge bar. It does crumble a little bit, but it does have a nice waxy bite to it, and there is nuts in there. Not too many, but there are nuts in there, so that's pretty decent. They go well together. Oatmeal cookies, the standard oatmeal cookie that we see in First Strike rations and or regular rations. Military energy gum, I'm going to pass on one piece right now because I kind of feel jacked up from all the sugar. Mocha energy gel. Now this is definitely a lot sweeter than the chocolate energy gel that I took. And this is kind of overly sweet with the cookie. It's too much. It really is. So I'm going to finish this just by downing the gel. See what I find kind of strange is on these energy gels, they don't include a little spigot to tear off and then suck down. They actually have a tear line right across the top, and I don't know how you are supposed to tear this and then consume it without getting it all over everything. I mean, if they're going to put tear pouches on the main, you could easily have shrunken this down a little bit, created a little spigot, and put a little tear pouch on this just so you can consume this quickly. So, I don't know, just my 2 cents on this, but I'm going to finish consuming this. I don't think anybody wants to hear me crunch through a cookie and gnaw on a government fudge bar. But other than that, this has been a pretty good snack. I like it. I haven't found anything that I kind of found weird or upsetting, but stand by, and we're going to come to our last portion, which is going to be the main meal in a couple hours. All right, we're back for our final meal. It's going to be the chicken burrito bowl, plain tortillas, apple pie dessert spread, cheese spread, plain, Twizzlers nibs, and a lemon lime beverage powder, no fruit juice. So let's first start with this. Okay, and this is the fill line, if you're not sure. One of my viewers suggested that you fold a crease on the line so inside the bag you could see it, which is a fantastic idea. Thank you for the suggestion. And there we go, right at the crease. Now a little tip with these beverage bags is make sure you don't have any drink mix on the seal. Fold over the top, then fold it over again, hold it, give it a vigorous shake, and it doesn't take that long. And here's our drink. And that mixed up perfectly. It uses a half a canteen or 12 ounces. All right. Let's open up our nibs. These are a great little sugar boost while you're walking, marching, driving. I like to see things like this in our MREs. Comfort food. All right, plain tortillas. There should be 2 of them in there. And they look pretty good. A little stuck together, but that's all right. And they smell fresh. Cheese spread. Gonna knead this up a little. You always want to knead these packages up, whether it's peanut butter, chocolate peanut butter spread, cheese spreads, jelly. They tend to separate, and you don't want separated condiments. I'm going to do a little tear right in the corner so we can control how much comes out. And our main. Now it does have a little tear notch, but we're not going to use that when we got a good knife. All right, and I'm already catching a nice whiff of that, and that actually smells really good. So let's plop 1 tortilla right here. Turn this over and give it a nice little squeeze and see what we have. That's 1. And that's 2. And we actually have a nice amount in here, so we're going to plop all of this on here. There we go. And that's all of it. All right, we're going to throw 1 on the side right here for now. Pop this one in the middle. Oh, look at that. We got some nice rice. Got some nice beans. Very flavorful. Got some corn. Got some red chilies. Got some nice chicken chunks in there. That actually looks really good. We're going to put some picante seasoning on that. I'm going to put all of that on there. Make it nice and hot and spicy. There we go. And then, not but not least, the cheese spread. And it would have been nice to have jalapeno, but either way, we got cheese, and that's a bonus. Cheese is pretty tough. That's 1. 2. Just enough. All right, this is looking fantastic. And now we're going to close it up and enjoy it. All right, let's have a taste here. Wow, that is really good. Really good. Got a nice heat from the picante. The chicken burrito bowl is really good. Nice flavor. That picante sauce is really unique because it gives you a nice smoky, spicy flavor that's not over the top. Try our lemon lime beverage, no fruit juice. That's outstanding. All right, and while we're here, let's give this a gander. Throw this right over here and see what that looks like. All right, and that's just a puree of apple pie dessert. Looks like baby food. Let's finish this up. That is really good. For a meal that came in a bag that you're supposed to eat on the go, this is the home run. Chicken has a nice chew. The rice goes very well with the corn and the beans and the, I guess, Midwest style sauce. This is really good. It's going to be a little messy eating this, but that cheese and that picante goes so well with this. It really does. It makes it pop. Have some more of our beverage. All right, let's fold this guy up and get it ready. This one I really loaded up, and this one's going to be the one that makes the mess. Let that rest there for a moment. Really wish these CCARs came with at least 2 or 3 drinks. This is fantastic. This really is. I know I keep saying that, and you guys probably get tired of hearing it, but this is really good. When I saw this menu and I saw that tuna packet sitting right on top, I was like, oh boy, here we go. But this is really something. All right, last bite of this. All right, that was fantastic. Let's wash it down with some lemon lime beverage. And let's try out apple dessert. Looks like baby food. There's nothing that would tell you this is apple. Wow, very sweet. It's like applesauce with the flavoring of apple pie. I taste apple pie crust. I taste apples. It looks like it's just apples and apple pie puree. That's basically what it is. It tastes just like it, but it's so, so sweet. All right, well, I'm going to finish this off camera. I'm going to finish this off camera. That is actually pretty good. Very sweet though, but I guess when you need a sugar rush, that's going to give you pure energy, but then you're going to crash. So it's already late in the day. I'm not going to have any more of this caffeine gum. Between the sugar and this sugar and that, I'll be bouncing off the walls. So this has been a review of a CCAR 2025 menu number 2 chicken burrito bowl. I hope everyone enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. Put your comments in there. Let me know what you think. And I want to really say I appreciate my viewers. The channel is growing tremendously, and it's very exciting because I'm going to continue making amazing content for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Take care.